Well,
Hey, we are live here, and today we're here in the Panoptic Chopstick Studio, and I'm sitting here with my daughter, Amanda. And today we're just kind of discussing photography and can a camera really change a life?
Yeah.
And the reason why we're doing that is we've got this big project coming up that you guys might be aware of, you might not. I don't think our whole audience knows, but we did a live video actually about 3 weeks ago. We introduced Amanda. She is going to be part of our team for this next project that we're working on. She's going to be an official chopstick gal, but she's been an unofficial one for quite a while, but she's going to become official. And we are going to be doing this incredible project in India. We actually, 2016, both Mark, who will be on this call in just a second here, he's just getting some other stuff set up, but 2016, Mark, myself, and another photographer, we took a trip to India to really introduce a brand new one-of-a-kind arts program to the kids in Kolkata, India. These are underprivileged children. An arts program all involved with photography, so all centered around photography. We were there a month, and about 6 months ago, Mark and I kind of were talking again, saying, hey, you know what, I think we really need to go back. We have some unfinished business there in a good way. There's a ton of kids that reacted so well to this program. It really sparked kind of a passion in us to help kids in the arts. And since photography is our thing, we want to make it their thing. And Amanda is, like I say, my daughter, extremely talented photographer. So she's a lot better than I am a lot of times. So
oh, no.
But yeah, it's pretty doggone exciting. I mean, this program that you'll hear more about. But we just asked that question basically on the title of this video. Can a camera change a life? And what do you think, Amanda?
I think it absolutely can. When you think about like all the things that we have here and like being us as photographers, like that's like one way we express ourselves. And the kids that we're going to be helping out in India and working with through this program don't really have that whole opportunity to express themselves that way. And I think it can definitely change a life, just having that little piece of them to be able to express themselves that way.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So one of the reasons why we wanted to bring Amanda along this year is not only she's an incredibly talented person as far as photography and art and music and all this stuff, but bringing a younger perspective on a trip like this, guys, you wouldn't believe what a difference it makes. I mean, the interaction that she'll be able to have with the kids that we don't have the luxury of having just because of age and looks and, you know, our whatever. Amanda can reach new territory that we've never been able to reach. So
yeah,
I'll take issue with that. I don't think it's all about looks. Come on. Or age.
Well, also, I think it's gonna be a kind of a cool perspective because a lot of the kids we're working with are like in their middle school years, so they are younger. They're around what 11 to 14-ish. So yeah, I think I'll be able to connect with them that way too.
Absolutely.
Age-wise.
Absolutely. So one of the reasons why we wanted to have this call today, and Mark, you now finally made it. Thank you for joining the call. Welcome aboard. No, is because we kicked off our Cameras for Kids campaign today. And you may go, so what? What's that all about? Oh, is that just going to be a money grab? You guys just weren't going on vacation? Not at all. Believe me, our trip last time was not a vacation. India was one of the hardest places in the world we've ever worked, ever been. Just was not easy. But it does take resources to get there, and that's one way that you guys will be able to help today. We started our Cameras for Kids campaigns, and strictly what that is that we want to put a camera in every child's hand that we'll be working with, and that's what that campaign's about. You actually can help resource us resource the kids by putting a camera into their hands. So.
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into the program too than just cameras. The last time we did some printing, we've got issues with, we're going to do another exhibition now. There's just logistics of traveling back and forth to school. The exciting thing is that, you know, a lot of people might be thinking, boy, like you said, there's some kind of money grab. Guess what? Our airline tickets are already paid for. Right? We already have our tickets ready to go. This money that we're getting is not going to pay to buy us plane tickets. This is to run the program. And the more we raise, the more cameras that we can have on hand to put in these kids' hands. We were really fortunate last time to have a number of cameras to where every kid in the class had their own camera assigned to them. And we were able to leave cameras with the school to continue the program. And that's why we need your help.
Yeah, I think, Amanda, you even have some facts that, you looked up the other day about kids in India, and particularly girls, right?
Yeah.
Young girls. I mean, do you remember any of those?
Yeah, well, recently, I think it was probably 2014 or so, the UN declared India to be one of the most dangerous places for young girls, especially, to grow up. Some of the statistics were 1 in 6 girls don't make it to their 15th birthday, and less than half of those girls are able to attend secondary school.
Secondary school is high school,
right?
In India,
right. So at that point, a lot of them are they join the workforce and they are not able to continue their education. But something we found statistically and on your last trip is the girls and the kids who are part of the program have actually been able to continue into secondary school and continue and further their education, which has been super cool. So, yeah.
That's interesting that you had just listed those statistics because, initially that's one of the main reasons we decided to go to India the first time was that our friend Rajiv with Zedbridge had contacted and said, guys, I have this school here. And the problem is we have all these girls that are going to school like their first, till 4th grade or so. And he goes, then all of a sudden they start dropping out. Like the numbers, 20% drop out in 5th grade. And then, 40 more % drop out in the 6th grade. And by the 7th, 8th grade, we've got 3 or 4 girls left. And it's just simply the fact that economics, families are looking there. These families literally live on $30 a month. And they're going, I can either marry my daughter off so she's not a burden to me, or she can go out and work and she can provide money for the family.
Yeah.
School suddenly doesn't become that important. So his idea was we've got to give these girls a reason to fight for their education, to get them excited about staying in school because, he was saying, that's the way his dad got to where he was. Somebody paid for him to get out of those slums in that same city. And it just translated into changing his entire family through education.
Well, Mark, you're exactly right. I mean, we saw that firsthand in 2016. These kids that, again, are marginalized, underprivileged, whatever you want to call them, and to fit them in that little box, we saw them come alive, right? I mean, it was absolutely amazing, the transformation that happened within hours after putting the camera in their hand. I mean, it was hours, and I can remember one situation where this kid that was extremely shy, did not talk, didn't want to talk to other students, put the camera in their hand, they became alive, right? And we heard stories later of how that transformed that child's life into something that she had never experienced before. Her personality changed, her countenance changed, her schoolwork changed, everything, just from a camera.
Yeah, it was funny. The most introverted kids are the ones that did the best in that program. When I say the best, did amazing things with that camera. We would go every night and look through their images because the next day we wanted to showcase their best work. And we literally, we would argue at night, that's not the best one, that one is. Because these kids, you gave them a lesson and they took it to heart and they just ran with it.
No, you're not joking. We sat around this dining room table literally arguing. I mean, it was no, that is the best one. We were so blown away with what these kids were able to produce quality-wise in photography. I mean, it was stunning. I remember showing Amanda the pictures when we got back. She's like, so those are your pictures, right? I'm like, no, those are the student pictures.
Yeah, it was insane. I was like, are you serious? They're perfectly composed. They've got the whole rule of thirds thing going and leading lines. And I was like, that's insane how they really do. They want to be there. They want to be part of the program. So yeah, it's super cool to see what they can achieve when you just hand them their camera.
What I want to do right now is, sometimes you feel like bragging a little bit, and this really isn't bragging, but we did a lot of work with this program. And I just thought I'd take a quick minute and kind of share with people what we're actually doing. Because a lot of people are thinking, okay, you go over there and what do? You hand a camera to a kid and you go, let's go walk around and take pictures. That's not at all what we were doing. There was times where we took pictures, but we literally would sit and, there you go. Can you see my screen there?
Yep. This
was basically, let me lock that in there. This was basically what we were teaching from. This is our lesson plan that we put together So these kids, it wasn't a matter of just go out and do anything. It was very disciplined. And we felt like these were very important foundations that we needed to give to kids. We started out with the rule of thirds, and we played tic-tac-toe with them. So if you're familiar with the rule of thirds, about placing things of importance in one of the intersecting lines, the kids got it right away. So we spent a day, or an hour or so in class playing and showing them this rule of thirds. We gave them great examples how you could use it with close-ups and panoramas, and we talked about when you could break the rules and why you would break the rules. And then we took the kids out and said, let's do these exercises that reinforce the rule of thirds. And it was crazy, wasn't it? How good they did?
Absolutely. Yeah, in fact, Mark and I together built a custom-based curriculum around photography, specifically built for kids that have never experienced the discipline of photography. And it's a really easy entry point that we developed for these kids. And what we did is we actually developed this around some keywords. For example, we taught 3 of the 3 first weeks of lessons, and then taught some of the teachers to carry on the lessons once we had left. And we're going to do the same thing this time too. But for example, the first word we taught photography through was love, right? And we wanted the kids to show love through their images, through the pictures.
Yeah, so it was nice because we didn't just have to go take a picture of anything. We went, use the rule of thirds and give us an example of what love means to you through your image. Could be your dog, your cat, your mom, whatever it is, your favorite ice cream, but I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to say it became a really powerful moment because it wasn't a free-for-all, right? When I talked about the disciplines of photography, this was a disciplined course. These kids sat through 2 different classroom instruction times a day, went on 2 different long photo walks where we were talking about the disciplines that we learned all around a theme. That was what it made sink into the head, right? It wasn't just, boring PowerPoints. You saw Mark's little lesson plan. That was our personal lesson plan that we were looking at. They didn't see all these, words. We taught it very graphical. So one of the things Mark had mentioned is the tic-tac-toe. And that's one of the things that, Amanda's going to be one of the main teachers for classroom time. We start out with this tic-tac-toe game. The kids instantly got rule of thirds based upon playing tic-tac-toe. So, having her do that with her age, it's just going to be fantastic. But yeah, it makes a big, big difference.
Yeah, one of the things we're excited about, we've been talking, kind of strategizing and planning, what this trip's going to look like. One of the things that we've decided is that Amanda's going to be our main teacher, which, again, people are going, there's so many times that even on myself, I get cynical about kids that go on humanitarian trips of, what are you going to do? You're going to go babysit kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these humanitarian trips, but it just, a lot of young people go, and it's kind of more of a, let's go see a foreign country and it'd be a fun adventure. That definitely will be part of this trip for Amanda. But the fact is, just through our discussions, she's got a lot to learn, right? To get these lesson plans. So you're not just supporting a program like, get Amanda there so she can see things. No, Amanda's going to be doing some studying and getting all this stuff ready. And we're excited. We think that's the best course of teaching for these kids, is to have somebody closer to their age, and we're there as support. And, we'll take over on the photo walks a lot of times, but that lesson plans, we're going to make a teacher out of Amanda.
Well, hey, Mark, we just got a comment that came in from Photo Modern. It says, taking up photography saved my life after my mom died. The ability to give me a creative way of showing my emotions. Like, how powerful is that? I thank you for that comment. That actually is that's amazing. I'm really excited to hear that for you, because again, we've seen that firsthand. The stories of these kids, which we won't go into detail now, are some of the most tragic stories you've ever heard. And to see how these kids, were changed through photography, I know exactly what you're talking about, Photo Modern. Thank you for commenting.
Yeah, so this was amazing because, just what you said, we saw that with so many people. I just threw some pictures up of the kids last time. So this was at the school that we'll be returning to, where, again, everything's a little bit more structured at the school, right? We're going to have good times to do lesson plans, and these kids are doing their studies. And what a great opportunity. Over the next couple weeks, we want to tell you some of their stories. This kid on the right, he would spend all night up working at a button factory, right? I can't wait till you get a chance to share that story, Steve.
Yeah, we'll share that in the next week or so.
Yeah. But, you know, here's some of the kids and some of our photo walks. What I was really wanting to get to, I was going to flip through is, you know, we got into this center in Kolkata's red light district. So most of these children, somehow their parents are involved, you know, in the sex trade, or they're just in this ghetto. And they're really, there's pretty a hopeless situation when you go and see where they live. But this center's like this beacon of light in this community. And it's for these kids so they can escape the stuff that goes on all around them, with the hopes that they'll give these kids the life lessons and skills to lift themselves out of this lifestyle.
Yeah.
And we really do believe these cameras can change lives. I had a chance to talk to somebody from India here about 3 or 4 weeks ago that lives in a different part of India. And he goes, you know, what's amazing about what you guys are doing is the fact that, I'll stop sharing this here for a second. It is the fact that photography in India is a valid profession now. He's like, it used to be kind of, there was people that would, you know, shoot pictures, but people are now seeing the importance of photography. He's like, if you teach these kids these skills, they actually can get employed. So there's so much beyond just teaching photography.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so true. So true. And in fact, I don't know if you guys noticed, but all the kids were using these red colored cameras. We had decided upon, based upon the curriculum and ease of use, that these little Canon, they call them i6 cameras over in India, but they're known as the ELF camera over here in the US. They worked out incredibly well. So, you know, this is what we're looking to probably use again, but, you know, we're open to going with whatever will work. We were very happy with the picture quality. So if any of you out there have any connections to any camera manufacturers or stores that are looking to possibly make a donation to, we'd love to hear from them. But, you know, those are the kind of things. Putting these little cameras in every one of these kids' hands was just, it was so phenomenal.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things where last time we had a lot of people that were like, hey, can we donate a camera to you? We don't want to sound like we're ungrateful. We're looking for cameras that are alike. And that's why we did this last time, because you'll spend so much time if you've got 8 different cameras going, trying to figure out settings and kids. This was so great. What you said, Steve, was everybody had the same camera. You know, we had 15 kids with 15 of the same cameras that we could go, everybody push this button here and make this adjustment, and everybody could do it.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, the cameras that we acquired last time, we actually acquired them, pre-ordering them in India. We picked them up when we were there. But the reason why we did that is because they all had Indian power supplies for batteries, all that. It just made it so much easier than trying to bring it in. We also are restricted tariff-wise bringing in large amount of electronics into the country. So that's a worry always, that all your gear is going to get taken away while you're transporting it over there. So that was one of the reasons why we did that. So, you know, our Camera for Kids campaign is live. It just started today. We would love, love, love if you, our community, would help support that. And what that means basically is donating some money in order to resource this program to be able to provide cameras in every hand.
Yeah.
So you can go onto our website, which is Focus of a Child, focusofachild.org. Just hit any of the donate buttons. You can go through the whole page, actually. There's a lot of great information about the program. We've got pictures of the kids and the students, pictures from the last time that are really nice to look at. But we would love if you guys would at least just check out the site. But if you can donate, that would be absolutely fantastic. You know, this is not something that we normally do on our YouTube channel is a money ask, but yeah, that's, you know,
this is a telethon. We're Jerry Lewis today, but
yeah, I feel like a little bit like we're doing the telethon, but the reality is this is something that's very important, I think, to the industry, to us personally, and to those kids.
Yeah. And my thought is also, there's always people out there that have legitimate reasons where they go, you know, I really can't donate. Help us out by sharing this out to people that you know, and just let them know what's going on. Again, like Steve said, everything's there on the focusofachild.org website. They can, again, see pictures from last time, get a feel for what we're going to be doing, and, you know, be part of this whole trip with us. This year, we learned a lot that last time we went to India. I have a friend who's in education that said, Mark, you guys are going to go the first time and things are going to go wrong. You're going to find every mistake, every hole. It's going to be like having a bucket of water and water's pouring out in every direction. He's like, then you're going to go back again and you're going to patch all those holes, and you're going to still have some few leaks and things. And you might end up finding out, ooh, this bucket's not going to make it. He's like, by the third time, you guys will have a program, and it'll be, you can replicate it other places. And that ultimately is our goal. We don't want to, this isn't about us taking trips places. Our whole goal from the beginning was, we want to create a program that anybody with the same passions we have can take these lesson plans to anywhere in the globe and teach kids photography, expose them to art, give them a voice, all those beautiful things that happen with a camera. We want to provide that. So
100%, 100%. So the other thing that you can do is you can, if you're a Facebook user, go onto Facebook. We have a Facebook page set up specifically for this project. It's Focus of a Child India 19. So you just go up into the Facebook search, Focus of a Child India 19. That will bring you right to our page. Just go ahead and like that page, follow us. You'll get all the updated information, any new videos, alerts, and all that kind of stuff. But we would love to have you join that. We've got a nice size group there that's already there, almost 600 people. We'd love to have you be part of that group as well. So,
and if you're in India, we have a lot of fans in India.
A lot.
And you watch this and you go, this sounds awesome. I live in Kolkata. What can I do to help? Reach out to us. That's what you can do. We definitely want help. We're looking for people that want to help teach this program after we're gone. We actually have talked about, we want to maybe set up a time where we can do a photography meetup, that we'll just meet up at a park sometime with photographers in the area, and we'll go out and play and shoot pictures and hopefully introduce them to this program and get them on board. So reach out to us. Love to hear from you.
Yeah. Any other words of wisdom, Amanda?
Wisdom? I don't know about that. I was going to say also, if you aren't on Facebook, but you are on Instagram, we also have our own Focus of a Child India 19 Instagram page as well. That's
spoken from the Instagrammer. So, yeah, we actually, that's something that we just set up yesterday. So
yeah,
we've got a few pictures posted actually from the trip last time, but we'll be posting more. But that's a great place to follow us along as the trip is planning. So. But I think we just want to let you guys know that we appreciate every one of you that's watching this. We appreciate all of you guys that follow the Chopstick guys and Panoptic Chopsticks. And just know that we would love to have you partner with us and be part of this program. And also in the future, you know, you might be one of those people that's going on a Focus of a Child trip. And that would be a kind of a dream for all of us here, is to have you be part of the team one day.
Yeah. And when we get off of this call in just a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make live our first video that really explains this trip. So when you get off this call, come back to our channel in a few minutes, and we've got a special pre-made message just for you.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great holiday weekend if you're here in the U.S. If you're not, have a great weekend. And we really appreciate you guys, and thanks so much. Until next time. Don't forget. Say Susie. There you go.
See ya.